Good evening, live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman. Here we present to you the 7 o'clock news bulletin. First, the headlines. At a capacity of 30 tons a day, the first lead-acid battery recycling factory is inaugurated. Sultanate's embassies and wilayas continue the celebrations of the 47th Glorious National Day. And more than 200 small and medium-sized enterprises review innovation development in the Sultanate. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. At the Rusal Industrial Estate, a lead-acid battery recycling factory, the first of its kind in Oman, was opened this morning under the auspices of His Excellency Mohammed Tobi, Minister of Environment. More details in the following report. Coinciding with the celebrations of Glorious National Day, the 5 million Omani Rials pioneering project in the Sultanate that will focus on processing used lead-acid batteries for their safe disposal and environmental protection. This factory, under the name Arab Lead Company, has obtained approvals and licenses from the Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs and other entities for proper disposal of batteries with respects to both local and international emission standards. The factory will have the capacity of recycling 6,000 tons of batteries annually and will work and monitored closely with the BIA Oman Environmental Holding Company.
As we know, Oman Environmental Services Holding Company, BIA, is responsible for the waste management sector as a whole in Oman. Within our vision of conserving the environment of our beautiful Oman for our future generations, we wanted to make sure that all waste streams are being taken care of in a proper manner. With the proper standards that are met, so we conserve the environment. This particular facility is the first of its kind in Oman, in the region. It deals with almost 6,000 tons per annum of lead-acid batteries. We generate almost 14,000 tons of lead-acid batteries in Oman per annum.
This factory is to recycle lead-acid battery. This is a dangerous hazard waste. We do about 30 tons per day. For battery, we recycling. First of all, we take it to breaking and separation area. That we break the battery. From this, we have lead and lead past and plastic and acid. The lead we refine inside the factory. The lead past we export it outside for the first step. For the plastic, we sell it to the company inside Oman who recycle the plastic.
We are currently looking into different waste streams to commercialize them, and one of the streams that we have been highlighting on is lead-acid battery. And with these streams, what we do is we build the concepts, and we as well look into commercialization of these streams by creating opportunities that will support the economy.
This battery recycling facility is the first of its kind in terms of the specific project and also a full-fledged recycling unit of any recyclables in the Sultanate of Oman. The establishment is assembling the best technologies available in the recycling industry in its facility and works under the approved agent for managing and environmental protection services by the Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs, Oman. Challenges on innovation in the Sultanate topped the discussion sessions of Intilaqa program, which is considered as a part of initiative in International Social Investment for Shell Development Company in the field of developing entrepreneurship. The session also focused on encouraging innovation and creativity in small and medium-sized enterprises, in addition to difficulties faced by entrepreneurs in the field of innovation. The session was held during the exhibition of Entrepreneurs Products Oman Innovation 5. More than 200 small and medium-sized enterprises work in 9 vital sectors, including oil and gas, logistics, food and water, security, tourism, innovation, projects of graduated students. Students of Umar bin Al-Khattab Institute for the Blind's Information Technology Crafts industries and productive families. The exhibition included work session about good competitiveness standards according to controls of tenders and purchases by governmental bodies and companies that support the entrepreneurship sector in partnership with the tender board.
big companies supporting the SME sector partly through their supply chain. You will have heard PDO's in-country value program, where the aim is to get as much of the value of their supply chain in country rather than from abroad, and I think that's the biggest single contribution that major companies can do for SMEs in the country. So a lot of the requirement in Oman is around sustaining good performance in the SMEs, and if we can help the SMEs do that through training and providing them with the skill set to see how their businesses can flourish and in what way they need to develop their business, then I think we will certainly be supporting, Shell Oman will certainly be supporting the SMEs that we deal with in Shell Intilaka.
The Sultanate Embassy in Jordan held a reception ceremony on the occasion of the 47th National Day. His Excellency Khamis bin Mohammed Al Farsi, Sultanate's ambassador, and members of the embassy received a number of senior Arab international and diplomatic personalities that attended the ceremony. Omani students in Jordan were also among the well-wishers. In Lebanon, the Sultanate's embassy held a reception ceremony to mark the 47th Glorious National Day. It was attended by a number of senior officials and personalities, in addition to members of the diplomatic corps, as well as government officials, political leadership, businessmen, media men, and intellectuals. Activities of the ceremony highlighted the achievements of the dear country under the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan. And in the United States, the Sultanate Embassy there hosted a reception ceremony in Washington on the occasion of the 47th Glorious National Day, which was attended by a number of officials, intellectuals, media people, and heads of the Arab and American diplomatic missions. The welcoming party was led by Her Excellency Hunayna bin Sultan Al Mughayriya, Sultanate Ambassador to the United States of America. During the ceremony, the attendees also exchanged greetings on this delightful occasion and expressed their feelings of further progress and prosperity to the Omani people. They also hailed the accomplishments carried out in each part of this dear country in various fields. And in New York, the Sultanate permanent delegation there also held a reception ceremony on this glorious occasion. The celebration witnessed a wide participation from diplomats, senior personnel from the United Nations, as well as many others. During the ceremony, a speech was presented stressing on the march of the Omani Renaissance under the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan, as well as focusing on the achievements of Sultanate in various fields. The Omani students in University of Cincinnati in Ohio celebrated the 47th Glorious National Day. A ceremony was held on this glorious occasion where the students expressed their joy. It also shed light on the Sultanate's touristic potentials. The Sultanate's embassy in Brunei Darus Salam celebrated the occasion of the 47th National Day as His Excellency Ahmed bin Hashim Al-Maskari held a reception on this glorious occasion, which was attended by representatives from different ministries, members of the diplomatic corps accredited to Brunei Darus Salam, businessmen, university professors, journalists, and a large crowd of members of the Omani community. 47 years were crowned with fruitful achievements under His Majesty's leadership. The attendees held with pride and gratitude the Sultanate's Blaze Renaissance and its positive attitude stemming from the Sultanate's rational approach in evaluating matters with wisdom and rationally. Finally, in Turkey, a ceremony was held at the Sultanate Embassy on the occasion of the 47th National Day. His Excellency Dr. Qasim bin Mohammed Al-Salehi, the Sultanate Ambassador to Turkey, received the senior officials, diplomats and other personalities who congratulated the Sultanate of Oman, its leadership and people on the occasion, wishing Oman further progress and prosperity under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. The ceremony highlighted the Sultanate's good relations with Turkey, as well as the achievement realized in Oman in all aspects and that of the blaze to renaissance. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. With a new expansion and more than 130 shops, Muscat Grand Mall opened its additional building. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Iraqi forces launched a military operation today to clear Daesh group militants from the Anbar desert in the west of Iraq. The Interior Ministry said army, police and pro-government popular mobilization forces are taking part in the operation. After it was dislodged from the border town of Rawa last week, the Daesh has lost all its urban possessions in the country, but the government says there are still militant holdouts in the desert. And in Lebanon, Lebanese Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri has told the Regional Banking Conference that the country's stability is his primary concern. Today's remarks, a day after Hariri suspended his resignation, sought to assure the Arab Banking Conference in Beirut that Hariri's government would ensure Lebanon remain a top Middle East destination for finance. Hariri stunned Lebanon and the region by resigning on November 4th while in Riyadh, raising fears of market panic and recession. But he told President Michel Aoun on Tuesday that he will stay on to allow for consultations that would seek to safeguard Lebanon's delicate political system. Central Bank Governor Riyad Salameh told the conference that Lebanon's economy is on track for a 2.5% growth this year. The UK's Cumbria region continued to be hit by heavy rain early today. A number of roads in the area were closed yesterday after heavy downpours. Many vehicles were left stranded as drivers were warned by police to avoid flooded roads. 8 flood warnings, which are issued when immediate action is necessary, were given out by the Environment Agency. Forecasts suggested that heavy rain would start to ease later today. The world's nights are getting alarmingly brighter. Bad news for all sorts of creatures, humans included. A German-led team reported that light pollution is threatening darkness almost everywhere. NASA images of the Earth show the amount of light produced at the night by people around the world. Satellite observations during 5 October shows Earth's artificially lit outdoor area grew by 2% a year from 2012 to 2016. So did nighttime brightness. And now back to some more local news. On the occasion of the 47th Glorious National Day, His Excellency Sayyid Saud bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of Muscat, held a reception ceremony. The Governor held the achievements of the blessed renaissance of the development and civilizational projects in the Governorate, which covered all sectors. It was attended by Their Excellencies, the members of the State and Shura Council, commanders of security and military apparatus, as well as members of the Municipal Council, officials of the government entities, sheikhs, dignitaries, and citizens. His Excellency Sheikh Fahad bin Sultan Al Yaqubi, Wali of Sirena, hosted a reception ceremony where the attendees exchanged greetings on National Day while praying to Almighty Allah to bless His Majesty with great health and happiness. They also praised the accomplishments of the blessed Renaissance and renewed their allegiance and gratitude to His Majesty the Sultan. His Excellency Sheikh Hamad bin Hamoud Al Mahrouqi, Wali of Dhank, hosted a reception ceremony to celebrate the glorious National Day. The ceremony was attended by officials, sheikhs, dignitaries, and citizens who expressed their joy and love for the leader and their dear homeland, Oman. The officials, sheikhs, dignitaries and citizens exchanged greetings of National Day while praying to Almighty Allah to bless His Majesty with great health and happiness in a reception ceremony hosted by His Excellency Sheikh Hamoud bin Abdullah Al Saidi, Wali of Bidiyah.
أشهد شهادة سيدي إنك شهم والوصف باين ما لداع برهنه وعهد علينا بالإرادة والعزم نمشي على ظن.
The Oman American Business Center, OABC, in partnership with Riyadh and SAS for Entrepreneurship, organized the 8th Speed Networking event in Muscat. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi was at the venue to watch what was happening.
Nothing can beat face-to-face communication. Thus, the Oman American Business Center, OABC, in partnership with Riyadh and SAS for Entrepreneurship, organized the 8th Speed Networking for companies of all sizes, aiming to increase the level of interaction and activity between local businesses and accelerate business contacts among them.
This was the first time that we had comedians doing entertainment for the evening. So just something different to spice it up, not the same old. And they did a great job, Sami Al-Asmi and Noor Al-Mahrouki, two Omanis actually. And so we really enjoyed that. And as well, there were a lot of new companies tonight. It's the largest event we've ever had.
This largest speed networking event ever in Oman was held at the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. Around 150 companies registered for the session, which reflected the fact that business owners want to discover new business opportunities and achieve sustainable growth.
The speed networking event, it's actually really added value to Riyadh in a way that the small and medium enterprises, they will get the chance to meet with large companies and with the small medium enterprises, and that will lead to increase their network in Oman. And as a long-term objective, the small and medium enterprises, it will there is an opportunity maybe in the future they can get a business, and that will lead to increase their market share.
During the event, pairs of people were seated at a table facing one another. Each round lasted for 2 minutes, with each partner taking 1 minute to speak before the hosts indicated that time was up and the designated side of the table was told to move 1 seat over and face the next partner. This rotation system ensured that everyone had a chance to fully participate and introduce themselves as well as the businesses they represent to the maximum number of prospective partners.
Any business does need good networking. Networking allows you to communicate with other companies. It also gives you an insight to other companies, what they do. And also there's a lot of opportunities open up by interacting with different people of different companies.
We have met a lot of companies which actually will help us in the line of our work, which is networking and connecting companies together. One of the projects we are a project manager of is the maximizing the benefit of Omani companies participating in Expo 2020 Dubai. And another one is the Catalyst initiative, which is turning job seekers into job owners and connecting them to opportunities. So with meeting as much companies in one place will help us to acquire both goals.
It is worth mentioning that this event was part of the 5th Omani Innovations Exhibition, organized by Riyadh, the Public Authority for Craft Industries, Al-Raft Fund, and Oman Chamber for Commerce and Industry, to enhance the marketing skills and capabilities of the participants. Speed networking is a unique opportunity for established, growing, and new businesses in the Sultanate to interact and build long-lasting partnerships. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
Thank you, Saleh. A team for National Civil Defense Committee organized a program to enhance the preparedness for emergency cases management in the Governorate of South Al-Batina. The program came as part of plans being executed by the committee to respond to emergency cases. It seeks to build an active system for the management of emergency cases in the Governorate. A number of officers from the police command in the Governorate of South Al-Batina and representatives of different government bodies took part in the program. Al-Raft Fund signed an agreement of cooperation with Oman Investment and Finance Company within the framework of providing support to entrepreneurship benefiting from the fund's financing support. The agreement included allocating 20% of the company's purchases and services to small and medium enterprises. The fund seeks to provide businesses, contracts and services to beneficiaries in cooperation with the government and private bodies in accordance with the terms and conditions of the beneficiaries based on their technical and financial capabilities to implement the contracts concluded with them and to match the activities with the terms of reference of contracts available from different bodies concerned. The National Transport Company of Oman, Muwasalat, has announced the actual date of operation of the toll of the transport, which will be effective from Tuesday 12th of next December. Muwasalat toll will be operated at Muscat International Airport and malls. With the new service, phone applications will be available to users of Google Play and App Store for pre and immediate booking, allowing them to access the service at any time and from anywhere, but in Muscat only. As-Salam Aviation announced the launch of its flight to Doha from 22nd of upcoming November. The airline will operate 5 weekly flights from Muscat to Hamad International Airport, where flights to Doha will be in response to the significant increase in air traffic and economic activity between the Sultanate and Qatar. With more than 130 shops, Muscat Grand Mall opened its additional building. The new expansion comprised many choices that will attract all segments of the society. It also contained new trademarks and brands for the first time in the Sultanate. It also included the biggest internal interactive show screen in the world. The inauguration ceremony included many shows and activities that will continue till the 9th of December. After 145 demanding kilometers trudging through the sand, the 2017 Oman Desert Marathon entered its final 23 kilometers towards the Arabian Sea today. Yesterday's 5th stage was a tough race in the dark. And because some athletes didn't finish until 2 a.m. local time, the competitors were allowed a later start time of 7 a.m. for today's 6th and final stage. The athletes ran through a variety of terrains, from a desert track surrounded by bushes and vegetation to high and untouched sandy dunes, and finally to the Arabian Sea. After 6 days of racing with everything they need in their backpacks, Mohammed Al-Morabiti, who came first in all the stages, won the 2017 Oman Marathon. Oman Sami Al-Saidi crossed the line for 2nd place, with Jordanian Rana Salama Al-Aqra in 3rd. The supreme female athletes was Russia's Natalia Sidik, with the Moroccan Aziza Al-Rajai 2nd, and the British Rana Josia Zakrowiecki 3rd.
Oman Desert is one of the beautiful and dangerous desert. Indeed, it was amazing race. a lot of sand. I didn't expect that we'll have 42 kilometers sand, only sand dunes. It was very tough. So, but I'm happy that I completed successfully.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear, partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of scattered rainfall over the governorate of Musandam. Winds will be northeasterly to easterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television, and now before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. At a capacity of 30 tons a day, the first lead-acid battery recycling factory is inaugurated. The Sultanate's embassies and wilayas continue the celebrations of the 47th Glorious National Day. And more than 200 small and medium-sized enterprises review innovation development in the Sultanate. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From the entire news team and myself, we do thank you for joining us, wish you a pleasant evening and good night.